Hey, good morning. Welcome everyone to the Spiritual View. It's great to see everyone. Happy Monday, and so glad that you've joined us. We are a collective of seven soul sisters merging our magic together. We're missing only Wendy today. So, Wendy, we're shouting out to say hello. And we are so grateful that you've joined us. And again, this is our live session today, and we will be giving you daily content every day of the week. So please look at our channel for more information. So it's great to see everyone, and thank you. So just a couple of thoughts, housekeeping items. Today we're going to be talking about the Venus retrograde. So it's going to be quite an interesting conversation. And wanted just to let everyone know also that on Wednesday, Dawn is going to lead us through a new moon ritual, and it will be Wednesday the 29th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are able to join us, please put it on your calendars and join us. And can we post, Jen, how to sign up for the session or the link? Can't hear you.
I'll make an announcement on the community page.
Awesome. Great. So we're just grateful to have you. We have Dawn, Jen, Elizabeth, Angie, myself, and Marcia. We've got a great conversation pending, and those are pretty much our housekeeping items to get us started. So, hey, Larissa, Donna, Kathy, Peggy, Shannon, let's see, Ed. I am looking at the chat and seeing if we've got anyone else. But again, we're Jennifer, Angela. We're so grateful for you. So let's get started. So we're going to invite everyone to start off on the Monday with just a very quick grounding. So would ask everyone just to take a couple nice deep cleansing breaths and relax into your environment wherever you are, and close your eyes, soften your gaze, dial it down. We're just going to give grace and gratitude for this Monday morning, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's do it again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Today, I want you to imagine that you're sitting in a forest underneath a very sturdy oak tree. The wind is blowing and you can hear the leaves rustle. And you're sitting at the base of the tree, really connecting with the beautiful energy of the oak tree and Mother Gaia. It's quiet, it's peaceful, and the only sound that you hear is the wind. There is a collective of angels all around you, protecting you, supporting you, embracing you. Imagine connecting to their light above you, this beautiful white light, and connecting with Mother Gaia. As above, so below. And as this light works its way all the way through our energy centers, this spiraling, beautiful, sacred light, we are reminded that we are divine. The angels are supporting us. All we must do is ask. And also feel the firm foundation of Mother Gaia. Feel her loving support and strength, and the strength of the oak tree, providing us hope and strength and courage to navigate the week ahead. We are protected. We are divine. We have angels here to support us and to guide us. Take another couple of nice, deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in this sacred energy in the forest, Mother Gaia, the angels. Feel this beautiful white light. Feel your body. We are expressing grace and gratitude for today and for the week ahead. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are clear. And I will turn this over to Dawn.
Well, good morning, everyone. So today I wanted to focus in on Venus. Venus starts her shadow tomorrow. And what the shadow means is that these degrees are going to be the degrees she's going to back up to when she starts her retrograde. But what happens the first time she passes over something, and this will be at 24:38 degrees tomorrow morning, because it's like 7 a.m. my time, so it'll be like 6 a.m. In Eastern time. So if you adjust to your time and space, what it means is that those are the things that we want to start paying attention, because as we move forward the first time over these degrees, whatever it is that we're going to be working on during the Venus retrograde will start to come up. And the interesting thing for this Venus retrograde, well, there's a ton. This is such a powerful retrograde that it's going to be hitting Neptune in its own sign. And she will retrograde back over Neptune while it's still in, I believe, while it's still in its, that sign. And then the third time she goes over it, it will be in Aries. So there's that energy. And then she goes over the North Node. She's going to go over the North Node 3 times. There's fated energy in that for us, right? And it's fated energy. Venus not only represents money and love, represents women. So, and she's very part of this new moon energy that's coming up on Wednesday, because she is at that, she'll be at the degree where the eclipse was in September. So if you had really powerful things happening around that September 17th time, several weeks either direction, or it hit something. I know a bunch of people that had their birthdays right around then, and you had powerful things going on in your life, and you will continue to have that for the next year, because it's you, and it's especially sun, well, anything actually, but any of your personal planets. So what I want to say is watch what Venus is going to be connecting with in your chart, especially the squares, the 90-degree stuff. So that would be, as it moves through Pisces, that would be Virgo on the other side, directly across. So that's an opposition. That's balancing that energy. And then you have Gemini and Sagittarius. Those are mutable signs. So if you have anything square in those degrees from 24 all the way through the end of that particular sign, whatever sign that is, and then also going in to the cardinal signs, because it's going to be going into Aries up to, I believe, 9 to 10 degrees. I believe it's, I'm for sure, I know it goes through at least 9. It might go to 10. Which, interestingly enough, that is right where the eclipse is going to be for Aries. So this is super powerful. Those are where she's doing her stations, right? That's where she's going to station 24:38 of Pisces is where she's going to, when she retrogrades and then comes back, that's a station. And then that 9 degrees of Aries is where the eclipse is going to happen. So Venus is super powerful now, and there's going to be huge lessons for everyone involved in this. So I would say pay attention going forward. She's going to be moving very slow as she approaches her retrograde, but this is the time to take a look at what is going on in that house of Pisces. And as it enters Aries, take a look at what house that is for you, what might be showing up. And if it's talking to anything else in your chart, and the houses that is regarding, because that will show up as well. So did anybody have any questions then regarding any of that? Yeah, Jen.
I don't have a question, but I do want to add that angel number 917 has been really loud for me just the past few days, and you hit on it again just with that 917 that you mentioned. And so I looked it up as you were talking, and it's the end of a phase, the beginning of a new positive chapter. And it's also about forgiveness of others. So it's a theme of forgiveness too. So I don't know how that ties in, or if anybody else had some numerology that they wanted to add with that. Go ahead.
I have sudden shifts for 917. Life happens in a moment, which is very interesting. Let's see. It's all for your highest good, but change can cause anxiety and stress. Let go of fear of what is to come. Yada yada.
Yeah, I will say that the astrology is going to get intense, especially towards the end of the week. We have a lot of powerful things going on. Mercury is going to be meeting up with Pluto, which is collectively, there's a lot of truth coming out. There's a lot of stuff that's been hidden, and it won't be it's going to continue. It's not going to just be that one shot thing. Things are going to start to leak, right? And it's going to be periodically as we go forward that's going to be happening. And if you have any, I mean, it may be really, if you have things around those areas of your chart, I know I do, because I've got a 6-degree moon. Yeah, Elizabeth. Oh, you didn't have anything to say?
Just my charts.
You're lit up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Marcia.
Don, I wondered if you would mention the angle houses again for everybody,
Okay.
so they can look at their chart and just kind of understand where the tension points might be.
Okay. So the degrees, I would say look at the degrees starting with that 24 of Pisces. And first think about, do you have anything between 24 degrees of Pisces and 9 degrees of Aries? Those are huge lessons for you. Huge lessons for you. Okay. Now the mutable houses are, you have Pisces at Pisces, and then you have opposite Virgo. That's where the nodes are. Big lessons, huge lessons. And with the collective there, when you have the nodes changing signs, everybody has their own, where their own personal node is located. And when you have those two particular areas, this is fated energy. This is fated. This is fated not only for us personally, but for the collective, especially. I personally believe that a lot of the things that are going on are going to create a much more powerful feminine energy out there in the world. That's my personal opinion over the next 19 years as Aquarius moves through that energy. And we're going to start seeing it right away. We're going to, I don't know if the word I want to use is take back our power, but walk into our power more. It's not like it was ever taken away. We just didn't use it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of that is by being together as a unit, women helping women, or feminine energy helping feminine energy, right? I think that's going to be a very powerful thing going forward. Now, so we have Pisces, Virgo, and Gemini, Sagittarius. Those are all mutable signs. You handle change very well, those signs. Then you move into the cardinal signs. Cardinal signs, that would be Aries. We just had Aries as the North Node. So getting your personal, taking on your personal power. And the South Node, Libra, getting away from toxic people-pleasing, toxic relationships. And then you have Cancer, where Mars is right now. And the interesting thing with this is that Mars is going to be going direct later on in February. And it's going to be talking to Venus. There's 2 more trines coming up between Venus and Mars. We're going to start working together, basically, instead of, I think the thing that keeps coming into my mind is we're going to be taking a seat at the table instead of serving the table. That's my energy with this energy going forward. And then you have Capricorn on the other side of Cancer, that mother-father energy, right? So those are all cardinal signs. They actually can deal pretty well with change because they're very much initiators of those energies. And when things are going to be in Aries, they will be square the cardinal signs. And when they are in Pisces, they're going to be square or opposite the mutable signs. So this big change that is coming for everyone, as far as the collective is concerned, is going to be something that we're going to be able we're going to be able to handle it. It's in the mutable signs. It would be a lot tougher if it was in the fixed signs. But the energy is really focused on mutable for the most part, where a lot of the energy is focused. And then there's new starts when Venus is in Aries, right? One of the most amazing things is Venus is going to hit Neptune in Aries direct. Yay. What a great start for Venus. And in Aries, very powerful, very powerful. So does that make sense for everyone going forward? Right? It's a start. It's a start. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are going to be happening, but start paying attention now and take a look at where you have things in your chart, especially the personal planets, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and your ascendant and descendant. Your ascendant and descendant, right? And your midheaven. Those big points, like, I'm sorry, I'm running a little long. Ascendant, descendant, IC where your home is, and your MC. So if you are hitting any of those things, this is big for you. This is going to be really big for you. It's exciting. To me, it's exciting. Is it going to be chaotic? Yeah. But it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a good explanation.
Okay.
So with like bringing together, even from Cerie's, from our grounding session there, I always love the images that I get because, and then Dawn was kind of putting that into the astrological perspective of what I was seeing. And as we were sitting at that oak tree, that is a sturdy foundation. It's like emperor energy of the oak tree. And we have that synergistic energy still going on between earth and water. So we were in the forest, we were in that earth energy sitting at the oak tree and emperor energy, and that has to synergize with the feminine energy of the empress. And for me, I used to teach a lesson, a social emotional lesson about being the palm tree. Like, how can we also bend and sway? If you think about an oak tree in a storm, a mighty oak tree, yes, we need to stand and have resolve and take our own leadership into our hands. Then the balance of that is being able to move with the storm, because an oak tree, if they stay in that fixed energy, think about it when we see on the table in tarot the emperor without the empress. That is not a balanced emperor. That is an oak tree that's going to snap because of the rigidity. Then the balance of that feminine energy, think about storms and palm trees. They're movable, they sway, they go with the storm, and they're the ones that are left standing. So that feminine energy is really important. I agree that it's not a taking anything back. We were talking before the session about it's a 2.0, it's a rejudge, it's a rebalancing of power, and knowing when we need to stand firm and strong, and then also understanding when we do need to bend and sway, and don't fight the storm, don't fight the changes, because that's going to make people snap. So think about, how can I bring that feminine energy of love in? And how can I kind of go with the flow of the storm so that I don't snap? I've got to be able to bend. Those energies are really coming together and understanding each other is what that feels like. So I just think that's really, really super cool. The 2.0 version of femininity. We don't need to mimic the rigidity. We need to show it in a new way. We can still be firm and strong, but at the same time, be bendable and movable and understand flow. It's not this or that. It's, again, that energy of this and that are true. And how can we make it, that energy, stronger and more to our advantage moving forward in the future? So that is whatever that, if that helps anyone, that's what I was seeing there. And that was really, really cool. we had several songs of the day that we talked about earlier, so I can't wait to look at those even more. I did post my notes for this morning. But so I don't forget, 6 o'clock tonight, it will be the third yoga session. So if you guys would like to join me there, we're just going to keep moving. I'm just going to keep introducing new poses and kind of go through things a little slow so that we can really understand what they all are, the different types of yoga. So all of your suggestions are welcome, and thanks to those of you guys who are willing to try something new, especially if you've never tried it. You're swaying and moving with the energy and trying new things. So I think that's awesome. Thanks, guys. That was really, really cool. Everything is like coming together into that collective energy. That's just really, really neat. Geek out moment for me over here. So thanks, guys.
All right,
Thank
Dawn,
you.
are we
Ready
ready?
to-
Yeah. So, Dawn, were there any other thoughts that you had before we move on, or?
No, I think as we approach things and hit the stuff on Friday, I think that is the thing to look forward to. I know we do have there's other things going on later in the week, but they're more sextile energy. They're more of getting help from other things. The big thing for me is we do need to be paying attention to what's going on in our life. That's the big thing that's going on, because that subject matter with the things in Venus going through that Pisces. So think of what that house is. Think of what's showing up in that house for you, and what's going to be coming that you're going to have to work on when she comes back retrograde. This is a hint. This is foreshadowing. That's why they call it the shadow period, foreshadowing as it moves forward. It gives you an idea of what you're going to be working on and what's going to be showing up for you. And again, if that eclipse affected you back in September, it's going to affect you now. Again, you're going to get a very strong energy. I'm a 25-degree Cancer sun, and that trines me, and that did affect me. It was good energy for me. It was an eclipse, which are always unpredictable what they're going to do for you, but it does do that. So I would say, take that as a hint that this is going to be big for you. That was 25 degrees of Pisces, and she's going to come back to 2438 of Pisces. So that is going to be activated again, that same degree. So yes, it's definitely going to be, if you were hit for that eclipse, you're going to have big energy this time too. So just to watch for, those things to watch for. So let's go ahead and draw some cards.
All right. So we're going to start with a collective question, and we're going to pull one card. And this is in the context of what lessons of balance will be revisited during this time. So I believe, Marcia, you're starting us off today.
I am, and I had actually pre-shuffled and pulled a card, but then I literally felt like I got a kick in the pants that said reshuffle. And so I did, and I'm pulling from the Wildwood Tarot. So when we are asking Spirit, in the context of the discussion we were just having, what are these lessons that are coming back to be balanced? What are we revisiting? The lessons we're revisiting to balance. And the card I pulled is the 18 card, the Moon on Water. And I'm going to read the description and some of the advice here. So in the position of the Wheel of the Year, Moon on Water is placed in the womb of the wheel. And it depicts the midwinter solstice time and the time of just deep stillness. And in this tarot, the moon is depicted as a gateway to our soul. So the description here, a full moon rising above the primal swampland illuminates a dark winter sky. The fallow landscape is dotted with the hardy marsh reeds that survive and thrive in the peat-enriched water. The primal egg lies submerged in the nutrient-rich swamp full of potential energy and creative power. The bare trees reach up, circle above. The lone what is that animal? It almost looks like a bull, moves across the mysterious landscape. The meaning here, in the image of the moon on the water, there is no visible pathway for the traveler, and yet its reflective light illuminates the whole landscape. We stand at the edge of a watery marsh, representing our primordial emotional state that holds all the potential and all creative energy within the human psyche, and we are drawn to the horizon where the moon meets it, earthbound to the barren trees. Beyond the fight of the sacred heron lies the fusion of our ancestral soul with the soul of the earth. So I think what Spirit is asking us to incorporate here is there are going to be some Capricorn Cancer lessons that are coming back to be incorporated. But, you know, the moon energy is a feminine energy. And we were just speaking about this kind of rise of the feminine energy. But I think we're going to go back and revisiting some deep emotional wells that we have not either stopped long enough to reflect in for the healing. So that may be present there. This is also a time I'm hearing of the rebirth, right, in that moon energy. So eclipses are going to play a powerful part, as Dawn mentioned, and we'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. Okay, and I'm passing it over to Sari.
Okay, my card today is from the Sacred Symbols Oracle, and this is called Transmute. It's a 44, a master number about building a firm foundation, so relating to the oak tree analogy. But this is called Transmute. To transmute is to convert one energy into another. The snake is a powerful symbol of transmutation. So this is around shedding perhaps an old way of being, and we're being invited to accept the gift of shedding to help us process something very important. Use this ability to make magic by transmuting the snake's energy into something new and beneficial for your growth. Meditate on this symbol when you need some assistance in changing the energy. So this is around actually, as we look at standing in our power and standing in our authenticity of who we are, the more feminine energies. How do we use transformation and transmute some of the old energies and use the analogy of the snake to bring in the new and to shed the old? And it's time to let some of this old stuff go. And it's an opportunity for us. Again, it's a beautiful card of transformation and transmutation. So that is the advice from Spirit right now to the collective. And I'm going to turn it over to Dawn.
One day I'm going to remember to unmute myself ahead of time. So I drew this card, and I really think this is us and focusing. The card I drew was Solitude, which is very much like the Hermit card. So a couple things about this when I was like reviewing it. The first line, stop. Your soul is calling out and needs to be honored and heard. We should be scheduling time for ourselves to really reconnect with what's going on with us personally and to that higher divine source. So another one of the lines that I just love in this is, when you become more aware of your soul and heart, you strengthen the link to the divine source, and you're able to once again remember your true perfection. Meet your soul halfway. So for me, this is very much, everybody's like, oh, perfection. And I was, as I read it, I was like, oh, I don't know about perfection. And it's like messages, yeah, perfection. We just don't acknowledge it enough. We don't acknowledge how valuable each one of us is, how we make a difference in other people's lives. We need to connect with that. And the more that you can connect yourself with your higher self, then I feel that puts you much more in a balance with other people and those around you. And then you find your tribe. It's like everybody is leveling up, and a lot of the energies that are going on out there in the world, they really need that right now. They really need us holding space and being in our power just by being ourselves. And that is perfection. That is us being a huge difference without saying anything, right? So I just wanted to put that out, that just being by yourself and connecting to your higher self, I think that's something we should all make time for every day. I'm guilty that I don't do it enough. So I just want to put that as a message for everyone out there, that you are perfection, and acknowledge that every day. And I'll pass this on to Jen.
Okay, so I saw the 9 on your card, and the card that I pulled is a 9 card too. And so we've got a lot of this energy of just, the end of cycles and, the beginning of new ones. So I pulled with the Soul Coaching Oracle, and the card I got for what lessons of balance will be revisited is Breakthrough. And just the first thing I get from this is that you probably didn't even know what you needed to know yet. Like right now, you're finally getting the information that you need to be able to know how to bring that balance in, how to be able to move forward and get unstuck again. So it says you're at the precipice of a huge positive breakthrough. Everything that you've been doing for the past few years has been preparing you for this time. An immense self-realization is on its way. Something for which you've waited a long time for is about to come to fruition. Your soul wants you to know fruit drops from the tree when it's ripe, flowers open to the day when the sun rises, and a bird's egg cracks open when it's time. Everything that you've been doing has prepared you for the coming breakthrough. Quit standing on the cliff wondering what you should do. Just jump off, spread your arms, and you shall fly. It's not life as usual anymore. Your patience is going to pay off. Old limitations, inner blockages, and dropping away. Usually the thing that keeps you from moving forward is fear. This is truly the time to feel the fear and do it anyways. I soar into limitless love, light, and joy. And I just want to say, who was it I saw? Angela, that she said she was kind of scared of this energy coming back because of the way that it felt before. But see, you're not going into it blind this time. You've got the experience now. You've been prepared for it. And so now you know how to work with it. All right. So we're going to move forward now with Elizabeth.
Yes. Thanks, Jen. Okay. So I have a little different message, but the number is outstanding. Tower 19. And you guys are well aware the tower can be good and bad. It is also about your perspective. Are you going to walk into this tower or not? There's a lot going on here. And originally towers were built for defense. So it's protective in a way. But a few messages came to me I want to share with you guys. We're still in a lot of watery energy with Neptune and Pisces, and there's so much dreaming going on. A lot of people I know are having really intense, very interesting dreams. So do pay attention to that. And along with that dream message is to not stay in that state of dreaming, because you'll get stuck in a state of longing. So that's very important. Your perspective about what do I really want from this change? If you look closely, there's a butterfly back there. It's good and bad. And it's really what you make of it, and not to be fearful. I'm also getting messages for some of you that this can be obviously about legal decisions, court decisions, financial decisions. And I think really educating yourself about those changes in your life will help. Doing the daily work, especially if it's court cases or legal decisions, work decisions. For some of you, even school. So pay attention to that also. And a few of you, if you're having complicated relationships, it's time to really make a decision about those relationships and not tiptoe around it anymore. And that was sort of a download I got with the tower. And I hope that helps you all. I think there's a lot of good that can come from it if you pay attention to what you're focusing on and not getting stuck in a sense of longing for things or trying to control how they should come out. Just stay prepared, and then you won't have to prepare, which finally reminds me of the flood of emotions that can happen when you're scared. And I think of the flood that we went through, and it did topple over the oak trees. So you can be very much undermined by your own daydreaming and being stuck. So don't do that, because that will topple you over. Okay. Peace. Now to Angie.
Beautiful. Yeah, towers have been coming out a lot. And just in general and other readings that I've been seeing, that's definitely been a theme. And for us today, what lessons of balance are being revisited is a closing door. What doors do we need to finally close out and leave alone and stop peeking through just to say, do I need to do this lesson again? We don't need to do it again. If we have learned it before, what did we learn the first time? Lessons are always going to be represented back to us. But if we're able to go back, and especially those of us who journal and can really see examples of what was going on for us at that time and how would we have handled that differently, this is the chance. So this is the chance to do that, and that's how we use the energy instead of through that fear. It's a number of completion. We were talking before the show about all the fives that were coming out yesterday. The lessons that is being revisited is leave some doors that need to stay closed, let them stay closed. And the reason that they're opening again is because we have not completed that lesson of our soul. So like Liz's, that tower card is just beautiful with the butterfly, because it's a reminder that the butterfly didn't fight its transformation inside of the cocoon. It didn't say, nope, I'm going to stay a caterpillar forever and I refuse to transform. It just instinctually followed the energy and knew what it needed to do, which is go hibernate during that winter gestation time for humans, or depending on where you live. But it is a chance to fly and transform. Those changes are here for us, and not to just cause havoc and bring problems up for us in our lives just to mess with us. It's purposeful. The transformation is purposeful. It's a whole new way of being. We're no longer crawling on the ground. We're flying high in the sky of the energy. Since we're only pulling one card, I will mention that and I can't review the one that's I feel is really cool. The crown games that came up in our collective the other night, right use of power. So it's not a complete we're taking over now. It's the rejuge. It's the 2.0 version. Here's how to do it. And here's how we can add in that feminine energy. And it's not game playing. It's not about I am the leader. It's about the right use of power and how it can include everyone and the energy can flow better for everyone. So I think that lesson of balance is beautiful with everybody's messages today. Sari had the womb of, or Marcia had the womb of the wheel. And then Sari mentioned that to use the snake's magic. Today is the energy of the Wheel of Fortune and also the sister energy of the magician. So guys, all of these messages come together, the double nines even. I wrote in my notes, it's a double hermit energy today. And there's 2 9s. There's 2 hermits standing atop my little mountain that I showed these guys before the beginning of the show. So I find that terribly interesting. All of the syncs there that you see just in our cards, write them down for yourself today. And then whatever comes up for you this week, you can refer back to today's show, watch it again from the perspective at the end of the week, re-watch it, and then see what played out for you here and what other symbols showed up for you. Just beautiful messages. Isn't the team just freaking awesome? I love you guys. It's wonderful. Thank you. I'm handing it back to Miss Marcia.
Okay, and I'm pulling cards. We're going to pull cards for some viewers in the chat. So I know Jen had probably prompted everybody to put a heart in there. And when we get around to some of the other readers, we'll ask you to put some numbers in the chat. But previously, some of y'all put some hearts up there, and I pinged in on, is it Shavon or Shavon? I picked up on your beautiful purple heart. There it is. And my sweet girl, you got the number 38 card. And what I love about this when I was tapping into your energy is that when I picked this deck up, this is the Intuitive Whispers deck. This card was sitting on the bottom, and I shuffled that thing about 8 times, cut the deck, and the first card on top is this card again. So 38 card reduces to an 11. And your community is calling you, my love. This is Aquarius energy. This is absolutely air energy. We see the Farron here that was also in my moon card. It's giving flight here to something. And let's get the description here from the book. It says, there is a new community waiting for you, and perhaps you've not found it. Are your current communities of friends, family, colleagues feeding your soul with enough nourishment? There might be room to invite in another tribe. Open your eyes and look around for a community that feels fully aligned with who you are in this moment of your life. You are evolving, and as you evolve, your community must evolve as well. What are you seeking in a community right now? Perhaps a place to share openly or dance wildly, sing your heart out, walk through nature, or go on retreats. What you're craving will be unique to you, but follow the call toward that community. It is a powerful time to come together. What kind of community could support you toward your goals? They are already out there calling you. All you must do is find them by going inside. So something within you is trying to take flight, but I feel that Farron energy again, and all this air energy, the Aquarian energy. There's something in your immediate environment that needs an upgrade of your community, people that can actually support your soul. Okay, so I hope that's helpful, my dear, and I'm passing it over to
Did you
Serene.
see what she said? It was community, absolutely, was what she needed.
Well, there you go. There you go, my dear.
Can I hop in really quick too? I love that card. And every morning I've been walking my dog in an area where birds just like that are flying. I have to send you a picture, Marcia. It looks just like that. Ah.
All right. So I'm going to read for Larissa this morning, joining us from Germany. And Elizabeth, you mentioned about dreams, and I had a dream the other night that I was a red dragon, and even to the detail of how I could breathe fire, and I would snort through my nose and I would have fire come out of it. It was quite comical, but I had this eagle that was gifted to me so I could have a buddy that flew with me, and I was flying over the air and just feeling this immense joy and power of being this huge dragon. So I pulled from the Love of Dragons, Larissa, and I love this message for you. I can't wait to hear what's going on with you, but this is the wild child. And this is a woman that basically is letting out her inner dragon. Never let the tame ones tell you how to live. Your inner wild is always calling you back to remember who you were before the world told you who you should be. Just as the dragon never apologizes for its fire, you should never apologize for the wild child that roams the forest of your heart. Give yourself time in nature. Again, another message for all of us around nature, surrounded by all the elements, to bring yourself into your own element. You were born untamed. Endeavor to stay that way. So if you haven't touched base with that wild child this week, it's Larissa, a reminder that the wild child within you is a most beautiful thing, and it is something to pay attention to. Yeah. And again, what a beautiful message. So for all of us, let's let our wild child come forth. And if we want to feel like a dragon with a fire coming out our nose, so be it. But anyway, beautiful message, and thank you. And I'll pass on to Dawn.
Hi, I'm reading for Natisha today. And I actually made a note that she had been talking about dreams, and really there is strong energy for everyone for the dreams, because Neptune is in Pisces. The North Node they're going to be conjoining those two things. So I think the universe is trying to give us messages as much as possible. So for you today, I have awareness, right? And this card comes when you are ready to tap into your own power and feel what's going on for you. I think this is for you. It's very much this, that you already possess all the tools that you need. You just need to put them to use. And I do want to say, I get this message too, because I was talking before we started about this song that's been going on in my head this morning. So I think this is for you too. It's of all things, In Sync, Bye Bye Bye. And I want to say this for everyone, because actually, and I forgot to tell you guys, I did go to an NSYNC concert. I took my niece, all the grandkids, we took them together. So I did go see them in concert. But the line that really I think is really cool, and let me just see if I can find that quick. It's I just want to tell you that I've had enough. It might sound crazy, but it ain't no lie. Bye bye bye. Right? So it's that energy of you know when it's not good for you, right? It's very much, that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. You know that, you're better than this, right? You deserve better than this. So I think I'm getting the message that really take control of those relationships in your life, in the sense that if you've had enough, it's time for you to move forward, because you're worth so much more than what this energy is, right? So I really think that take that sovereignty. You've got everything that you need. You don't need anybody else. That doesn't mean that you don't have the tribe here to back you up. It's just that in your own personal space, you are the queen. So take that forward with you. And I hope that you really push forward. You're going to get some great messages through your dreams, and I hope you pay attention to those. So, and I will pass this on to Jen.
You know what I like about that song, though, is the attitude that comes with it. I mean, you're owning it. And that's the energy you showed up with today. So I love it. Okay, so I pulled for, let's see, Donna Witten. And so I'm going to start off by saying, I think you're trying to manifest in something right now that you think is just way too big of a dream. And you're not seeing anything yet coming in. But your advice I pulled from the Angel Guide Oracle is, it's to take charge and action. If you're feeling ambitious at this time, this card is asking you to trust in your gifts and potential. You have the opportunity to move forward in your career, personal life, and spiritual life. If you are You are a co-creator with the universe, and your angel guide is encouraging you to take action by setting clear intentions, having a strong vision, and taking the action steps you need to make your ideas to come to life. You are showing the universe your commitment to your expansion. Know that with every step you take, your angels are with you, cheering you on and encouraging you to rise up. Rise up, focus on your intentions, and send it out like an arrow. And I want to also point out that this is on a 99 page. So, again, that energy is still very loud, but it is up to you to take action. And I do think that you are going to have this, whatever this big vision is that you have, I do think that it's going to come in. All right, so we are moving now to Elizabeth, and she's actually going to be rolling dice, and she has 1 through 12 is her numbers.
Yes, if you could just put a number in there. I've got it in mind right here. This will just be fun. We're playing a little dice game here. Keep going, keep going, keep going. 1 to 12, 1 to 12. Jennifer, bam, you got it, girl. It's 11. Love that number. Okay, here we go. I actually, when I got the 11, I looked on the bottom of the deck and it was so interesting. I had to keep it, but I've got a download for you too. The moon came out again, which Marcia had earlier, and this also reflects a lot of Pisces energy in reverse. So a couple messages for you is to, again, manage and balance your emotions. Don't let it come flooding in, as I spoke of before. You may experience some anxiety and the dreams that we talked about, but it is how you channel it. And I'm interested to know, Jennifer, if you have love coming in, because I'm getting a download of like a rush of emotions about like a giddy love or something. Oh, my giddy. I said giddy. But I don't know if you have love coming in, if you're married or single or whatever, but I feel like that moon is going to really bring a lot of passion in for you. So I hope that helps. Don't know if it resonates, but love that moon energy and all this dream talk. Oh, my giddy.
Love it too. Yeah, I had a crazy dream last night that I was like, I don't even know if I want to interpret that. So the number I rolled it was a 1. So if anybody had cards, there's Miss Peg there with that 1. Jennifer Lee got double ones of the 11. There was a lot of 11s I was picking up today in my notes that I wrote down. And then Ed, you had a 10 as well. So advice from Spirit about these lessons of balance. Oh my gosh. And we get the 1. So awaken and look at that third eye lit up from the flow up. That would be FLOW, up. Lit up from the flow up. I love this card. And I think, Sari, you just got this deck too. Isn't it beautiful? It's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. So, dear one, the universe has been gently nudging you forward with signs, synchronicities, dreams, and coincidences. It is your time to awaken to your true creative potential and inherent power. Today is the path of power, by the way. You're being propelled forward to stir the ancient wisdom that is already in you. Enjoy this process of unfolding and watch consciously as your life transforms. Wow, beautiful. You already possess all of the tools you'll ever need on your journey. And this chapter is simply a reminder to pay attention to the signs. So Dawn was talking about all the tools of the magician. They both got 9s. We got double hermit and magician energy here coming through again. So your conscious awareness is expanding, and the wisdom of the sages is being reflected to you through Mother Earth herself. Situations are presenting themselves to you to match your increasing vibration and remind you of your awakening power. A deeper inner knowledge is emerging, even if you're not aware of it. Portals within you are being healed and opened, allowing inspiration and ancient wisdom to be fully accessed. You have always possessed this innate wisdom, but needed to clear and balance certain areas of your life first. This is now your chapter to reveal to the world who you truly are and the unique light that you hold. Embrace the amazing soul that is you and accept that you have a vital role to play. Go with the flow and follow the signs, for you are not alone. Divine guidance is with you every step of the way to assist you where you need to be. Let this pace flow naturally. Don't rush or be frantic during this time. Just be and allow your beautiful petals to gently unfold to the amazing, magnificent soul that is truly you. And maybe we'll focus on this affirmation tonight for yoga. I am awake to the spark of my own illumination, liberated through love and illuminated by divine light. It's about the heart, the third eye, and the crown chakras. That's very beautiful, guys. And as a reminder, we always say it, but all of the messages that are pulled really are for everyone if you're here swimming with us in this fishbowl of energy this morning. So thank you so much for being here. I'm going to pass it back over to, I believe, Sari, are you closing us out? I don't know that we got that far this morning, or do we have, Marcia, thanks.
Marcia's actually
Yeah.
going to.
Well, I'm not necessarily going to close us out, but we are getting towards the end of the show and wrapping up. But I had already kind of pinged in on energy and pulled a card. So I asked Jen to let me just read this real quickly for Tourmaline Tarot. I love that name. You had put up a yellow heart earlier, so I hope you're still here in the chat. With a name like that, I felt like you could handle cards from Seasons of the Witch. This is a Samhain Oracle deck. It's super powerful. I don't bring it out very often. It, to me, has super special energy. And the card that flew out of the deck for you was the number 12 card of crystals and herbs. The key words here are Earth's medicine. And the quick saying underneath there on the card reads, "Oh, what medicine, what sacredness to behold, a dash of healing straight from Mother's home." And I'll try to read the description here, not too quickly, but just straight to the point. The card is an allegory for the profound healing that comes from working with Earth's medicine. Sometimes you have to come back to the basics, which is Earth's energy. This meaning, touching the earth and her offerings, getting to know your crystals, your herbs, the essential oils, and the ground you walk on, forest bathing or sleeping under the stars, finding a quiet stream or meadow and speaking to your surroundings, talking to your plants or growing new ones. Invite earth healing into your life in whatever way feels right, as the earth is always here for you. But like your guides, Mother Nature needs the invitation. Pulling crystals and herbs is an invitation to find a deeper connection with earth energy. Mother Earth is calling you home, and in that there is healing for you within nature's language. So, my dear Tourmaline Tarot, by the name alone, I have to believe you are very earthly connected, but I think at this time for you, you're asked to go even deeper. And what I particularly loved was that forest bathing. I feel like that would call to you almost like the Green Man in the forest. There is a green lady in the forest, and that kind of speaks of your energy. So I hope that's helpful. I think we are about to close it out, so I'll give it to Sari.
All right. Listen, guys, it's been a great session. Just a couple of reminders. Angie has a session this evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Wednesday, the 29th, Dawn's going to lead us through the new moon ritual at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, we have daily content. We're just so grateful that you've joined us. A great start to the week. Go out in nature this week. Stay grounded, stay hydrated, take good care of yourself. We'll be back with you on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, everyone have a blessed week. Stay safe and warm wherever you are in the world. And we're so very grateful for you. Sending lots of love.